one of the 6 wives of Henry VIII was actually German. And, you know, she was apparently ugly. And so, okay, she was I think she was the 4th wife. Pretty sure she was the 4th wife, yeah. Yeah, because she got divorced. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. Anna of Cleves, yeah. So let me tell you the lore about Anna of Cleves. So basically, okay, so imagine Henry. History tangent time. Imagine Henry VIII. His first wife, she was Spanish, and she was really cool and everything, but like she had so many miscarriages, I think 5 or something, and the only child that survived was the girl that went on to live quite long. So yeah, eventually at the time, divorcing was not acceptable yet by the church, but Henry was really stubborn and he was really pissy, and he found Anne Boleyn, right? And he was like, girl, I'm gonna make her my wife because I need a male heir, or else I don't care. And what happens to you ladies, I don't care either. You gotta give me a male heir or I'm gonna kill you. So he does all these crazy things to make divorce a thing. He divorces Katharina von Aragon, which is so scandalous and so extreme, such an extreme measure to be taken, but such a proof of love to Anne Boleyn too. Like, you know, she was of course kind of manipulating him to do that too, because she wanted to be queen. And Anne Boleyn was quite a normal lady. Yeah, she was just, you know, pretty. She wasn't really royal or anything like Katharina, but she had some things going for her, I guess. A really manipulative father too, and she came from French court, but she wasn't French. But you know, and then, you know, then they got married. Also, they were both, Katharina and Anne Boleyn, they were like different, kind of like they had different beliefs when it came to religion. I forgot the words. What was it again? It doesn't really matter. But like basically by marrying Anne Boleyn, the kind of what was it again? Not protagonist. Protestant, yeah. They kind of changed like England's religious style through that, yeah. And of course it didn't sit right with a lot of people too, but you had to follow that shit. And anyway, so Anne Boleyn, you know, Henry and Anne Boleyn, they start, you know, trying to procreate, and you know, she first gets a girl, but he's not immediately giving up on her. They try more, but she starts getting miscarriages and stuff. But the girl ends up being, you know, one of the big queens of England, so pretty successful in hindsight. But eventually, you know, he gets really frustrated with her and starts taking mistresses and stuff, and Anne Boleyn is like, fuck you. And apparently she ended up getting her own misters. Apparently. I don't really believe that. I don't believe that kind of slander. But eventually she gets beheaded. Yeah, because he's like fed up with that shit and he still doesn't have that male heir. And now because he like set the whole thing up, now divorce is not so difficult anymore for him. Yeah. But why would he go the divorce route with Anne Boleyn, right? Because he still needs to kind of what's the word? Make it okay. He needs to justify. He probably wouldn't be been able to justify marriage that easily. So, you know, he sets up a whole scandal and beheads her for that. And then he's free again to marry. In the meantime, Katharina dies from age sometime in between these times. And then he gets his third wife, but we skip over her because she's boring. She just dies pretty soon. She was just loved, and she's kind of boring. She failed to really bring a son into the world too. I think she did, but he survived for a while, but he died really early, like in his first baby years. And then, yeah, Henry starts to get really fucking pissed, yeah? He gets really pissed. He's like, what the fuck? he's not playing anymore. And he's kind of frustrated, like, how the fuck do I get myself another wife? I guess people in England, the ladies in court in England also were starting to, you know, not see that much in Henry anymore, either, maybe. So he gets himself a wife from overseas again. Ships himself a wife. He gets a bunch of pictures drawn by a famous artist, Holbein, a German artist. And he gets all these pictures and he looks at them. Yeah. So he gets those pictures and Holbein, he drew them all very prettily, not really according to reality. And German catalog board. And so he chooses the German girl. It's kind of already decided that they will marry before she arrives. So he's kind of like forced to go with it, I guess. Even though he shouldn't be forced by anything, he's the king. But she arrives and he's like, ew, this wasn't my skip request exactly. He's like, ew, and she's like, kind of like, man, I know I'm not that pretty, man. There's a lot of pressure on me. Oh god, I hope he doesn't kill me because his history with ladies is really bad. Fuck. But he has mercy. He's like so disgusted and turned off that he has mercy on her. He buys her like a palace and sends her off and divorces her. I don't know what his legitimate reason was for divorcing her, like officially, how he managed to get that one through. There must have been something. He just said, oh, this is... I think it wasn't legitimized. I think he said it was never legitimized because they never fucked, probably. Something like that. Yeah, they didn't consummate the marriage. So listen, they annulled it. Yeah. Technically, it doesn't sound that good. It's divorced, beheaded, died, annulled, beheaded, survived. Why not? Actually, that sounds fun. Then you don't have you have more like variety. It's not so repetitive. So he sends her off. And the whole reason I explained this to you is so that you understand that she's German. And that's why in the musical, her solo song, that proves how much she suffered, which the funny part of that is that they all realize, girl, you didn't suffer at all. And she's like, hell yeah, I didn't suffer. I got so much out of this. The song is just, it has a lot of German, even in the English version. Exquisite. Divine, perhaps. Oh yeah, of course. Subscribe, like, leave a comment, all of that. Make sure to share it with your friends. Wink.